Here we are, folks. The Oscar nominations have been announced, and it's a day of celebration, and also a day of damned snubs, motherfucker. But hey, we're going to talk about most, if not all, the films that have been nominated for the said 96th Academy Awards this year, as well as the patron winners for 4 months of Oscar, of course. I may not get to all of them, but I absolutely should, because we are a movie channel, so why the hell not? And I always keep updated on the newest films getting all the buzz these days. And since the Oscars are in March, I mean, we've got some time, guys, so let's start with, in my opinion, and this is no joke, guys, my personal top pick now for Best Picture of the Year, receiving 11 total Oscar nominations, and that is Poor Things, released by Fox Searchlight Pictures, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, the fantastic director of The Lobster and The Favorite, reteaming with the same amazing actress from the latter, Emma Stone, as well as reteaming with the same crew as The Favorite, even its screenwriter, Tony McNamara. Based on the novel by Alistair Gray, Emma plays Bella Baxter, a new creation of a woman by also known as God to Bella. But he's really Dr. Baxter, played just beautifully and masterfully by Willem Dafoe. He does the ultimate unimaginable by seeing a woman committing suicide on the bridge, not knowing who she is or what her background is, but saving her dead corpse. He sees she was pregnant, so he takes out the brain of the deceased baby inside and plants in the woman's head that baby brain, and thus begins her startling and captivating upbringing during such a dystopian, steampunk stylized backdrop of Victorian London. Step by step, literally, she discovers the magic of life and nature until she meets pompous lawyer Duncan Wedderburn, played absolutely brilliantly by Mark Ruffalo, who takes her on a sexually driven odyssey starting in Lisbon of adventure and sophisticated debauchery. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what cinema should be nowadays. Absolutely creative and inventive. Yorgo, which apparently that's how you pronounce his name, Emma Stone said so, but Yorgo wanted to make the film back in 2009 and obviously took some time for it to be made. Quite a ride since the book came out in 1992. Sadly, author Gray passed away before he could even see the final product. But if it's true that Yorgo devoted the film as closely to the novel as possible, which I haven't read, then Gray would absolutely be very proud. For the script, Yorgo apparently gave writer McNamara 3 films as inspiration for its tone: The Ship Sails On, Belle de Jour, and Young Frankenstein, which is absolutely frickin' perfect. The script is absolutely genius in its comedic timing, which you can sense not just from the actors and its direction, but from what would be on the page. Me being an actor, you always look and sense those kind of things, and there are so many thought-provoking things, actions, and lines that are just so damn smart and clever. And beautiful, like Duncan proposing to Bella, her refusing, and then Duncan responding, "I will fucking throw you overboard. So you wish to marry me or kill me? Is that the proposal?" "No." The longest, most awkward pause in the fucking world. And then, "Going to the casino," rushing off. So many ridiculously over-the-top, absurd moments that just made me scream in laughter in the theater I saw it in. I have and always will be a giant fan of absurdist theater and absurdist black comedy, and so it's no wonder I fell in love with this film within the first 10 minutes. I love how Yorgo filmed this on a soundstage in Budapest, using his consistent wide-angle lenses and the unique little peephole camera lens that Yorgo loves using, which I freaking love when it pops up, because it's a direction of the next movement of curiosity, especially when a character discovers something new. Using a lot of the same crew and production team from his last billion film, The Favorite, Yorgo was actually in for something different this time, filming on the soundstage and using artificial light, giving it a classic Hollywood setting with painted sets, which I also love indeed. It's amazing to think majority of this film was filmed on a soundstage with its exterior shots, which also explains its beauty and bizarre landscape. DP Robbie Ryan once again showed up to work, and he's a brilliant cinematographer who of course shot The Favorite. And the way he was able to use the artificial lighting and contrast, the bright and morbid colors, just helps so much with the mood and tone, not to mention his brilliant production design. Honest to God, you can see the heavy influence of Powell and Pressburger's masterpiece, Black Narcissus, in everything here visually. Costumes? Holy shit. Holly Waddington's costume design is just genius, thoroughly dazzling and beautiful, reflecting Bella's growth and development through her wardrobe. From the more puffy silhouettes of her childlike era to the nearly corseted gown she wears at the film's climax, as well as for everyone's wardrobe. Ruffalo's ruffled shirt as well. It's great. Jerskin Fendrick's score is just wild, bizarre, and utterly perfect for the film. I mean, with a name like his, it's gotta match with whatever the frick is happening. And it's such an amazing achievement for Fendrick's being his film scoring debut, for crying out loud. The score is so demented and wild that you would only hear a score like this in an experimental theater experience in a small theater in New York. The performances, Jesus Christ. Emma Stone is at the very best she's ever frickin' been. When I saw The Favorite, which I will cover on here, don't you worry, I thought that her performance in that was the best she ever was. So thank God she found her Tim Burton to her Johnny Depp, her Scorsese to her De Niro, shall we say, as I hope this becomes a director-actor relationship for years and years. It's always, always inspiring to see an actor hold no bounds, no limits to their character and giving it absolutely everything she has, what with taking dance lessons, doing everything she can, working with movement to incorporate with Bella, and with every bit of integrity. You can tell Emma is having a freaking field day as Bella, learning to develop as a baby in an adult body and growing into her maturity and strength. It's a lot for an actor to carry, which me as an actor, I love working with movement, and she never studied Suzuki, as she has mentioned in her Hollywood Reporter little off-script session, which I always love listening to those, don't you? It's always hard to do sex scenes on camera as well, and as graphic as these are, Emma is a rock star for staying so strong through them all and holding no shame because it is the character in her sexual evolution. At the time of her win of La La Land, I thought, really? Come on, really? But as her performance in La La Land grew on me, it's a wildly different feeling on her performance here. In my opinion, she is deadlocked for her second Oscar here for Best Lead Actress. No question. Mark Ruffalo as Duncan. Holy shit. Quite possibly the best Mark Ruffalo has ever been himself since You Can Count on Me, which I love. Rightfully deserved his Oscar nomination, and of course, he thought he was going to get fired, thinking he was completely wrong for the role. Co-star Willem Dafoe pranking him, having Oscar Isaac show up on set one day after Ruffalo kept exclaiming Oscar Isaac, who was filming next door, was going to take over his performance. His performance is so utterly ridiculous, snooty, over the top, and so perfect for the piece. Anyone catch that Streetcar Named Desire reference with Ruffalo's improvised addition of Bella? Now, Willem Dafoe, fucking genius as he always is. And why the holy hell was Willem Dafoe snubbed for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars? What in the actual frickin' hell? In all the supporting male performances of this year, folks, his performance as Dr. Baxter, or as Bella calls him, God, was the most touching, especially with his 4 hours worth of makeup on top of him. Everything about his performance screams the masterful pro, literally carrying the precious heart of the story. Though as bizarre and self-gratifying as a character as the Doctor is, Willem Dafoe brings such humanity to the role, which is always why we frickin' love him. Ramy Youssef was quite nice as Dr. Baxter's new appointed partner, Max. My, what a beautiful little retard. I never heard of him until this film. Had no idea he had his own show, Ramy. The whole ensemble, of course, is great. Always amazing to see the utterly brilliant KATHRYN Hunter getting more film work after her amazing performance as the old witch in Macbeth. And seeing her here as Swiney, the French whoremaster, oh, she's great. And a fantastic appearance from Margaret Qualley, Andie MacDowell's daughter, as Bella's replacement, who's not progressing as well as Bella did. Yorgos directed such a masterful film that many people have scoffed and have actually been disgusted by because of all the nudity, all the sex, blah, blah, blah. It's just sex, people. I mean, if we're adult and mature about it, as everybody, well, a lot of people do, then we can look and experience all the sex scenes through a lens of storytelling, analysis, which, yes, sex scenes, when used purposefully, like Yorgos does here, are very meaningful to the character's progression. With a story so full of wild calamity, bizarre interaction and behavior, over-the-top, colorful characters and landscape, full of great twists and turns, we have quite honestly a picture that made me fall in love with cinema all over again and reminded me why I love going to the movies and also why I love storytelling and became an artist myself. All in all, folks, I give Poor Things an A. As much as I love it so much, not an A+, because sure, the sex scenes could definitely be repetitive. Like I said, if you're a mature adult, then you can see the purpose of each sex scene, of how her character is responding to each sexual escapade. And also, love the feeling of wanting more when it was finished. The film, that is, which is such a special feeling. Now, in my predictions of the actual wins, I predict this film will win 7. Best Actress, of course, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Costume, Best Production Design, Best Cinematography, Best Makeup, and Best Editing. I would absolutely love it if it won Best Picture. But nah, I'm predicting more of the love will go towards Oppenheimer, or maybe even Barbie as Best Picture, because of the lack of frickin' love given to Greta Gerwig. Seriously, again, what the actual fuck? Anyway, that's it for this special one, guys. Tell me, have you seen Poor Things? Do you love it like I do? Let me know in the comments, and as always, stay tuned for more to come and keep supporting film, my dear ones.